Alright, YouTube land. Welcome to a video, or a couple. I don't know how many it'll turn into, but this is a how-to on converting power routing turnouts to all live DCC friendly turnouts. Technically, you don't really need DCC friendly. I mean, you see it, so you know you don't need to do any tweaking to them to make them work with DCC, but hopefully as I go through and get into the explanation, you'll see kind of why I said that. But just a bit of backstory, I got the back half of my layouts, my 4x8 layout, is going to be an engine terminal, along with a couple storage tracks for coal hoppers. So a couple of years ago, we were in the estate sale and I picked up 3 or 4 Code A3 number 5 Walther's Sonora turnouts, along with a Y. I've got tours coming in the mail, so I can start on that whole section back there soon. But anyways, so we got those in a estate sale, and they're power routing. So as you see, I've got 2 turnouts here. I've got the one I'm working on in the back here, and I have an unmodified one up here. So just real quick, let's go over these and I'll explain just why exactly they're called power routing turnouts. I think just I can get some light on the subject. There, maybe that'll help. Okay, I need a pointy stick or something. Alright, so if we look at our points, we'll notice that our connectors, both there and there, both of those are metal. So both of these points are electrically connected. You also notice we have a continuous rail, and then we don't get to a styrene gap until there. So pretty much what you end up with is a route power. So for instance, in this alignment, if this rail is our negative or red and this rail is our common or black, which is positive, this point is contacting the positive rail, so that makes both of those points positive. So if we follow along here, what you would end up with is negative, positive, positive, positive. So this leg would be electrically powered and this leg would be dead, hence the name power routing. And if I do that other alignment, it's the opposite. We got negative, 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 positive. So therein also lies one of the problems with power routing when it comes to DCC, or really DC. It's both, but the problem is more on DCC than it is analog. So if you get a tool or wheel set that does that, oh no, you got a short all of a sudden. Bad idea. So what I'm going to do as I'm converting them is I am electrically separating the points from each other. I'm going to isolate the frog so it can be powered separately, and then install jumpers to power the rest of the turnout. So by the time I'm done, like all other turnouts, we'll have a proper polarity of negative, positive, negative, positive. Because, you know, you don't really need to control your track with DCC, you're controlling your train. Because you have the little decoders in locomotives, which are basically like computer chips. So you don't need them. Now if you want to, you can. You know, I can see where they would be useful if you have a bunch of storage tracks and don't want to put that many toggle switches in. Which, you know, I get. So if you want to do that, then great. go for it. Just be aware that you need to gap them right there like he did, and then be mindful of the gap in the points there. Make sure the wheel set doesn't bridge that, which is why your wheel set should be engaged. So if you need an article on explaining how to use power running turnouts with DCC, there's an article in this month's Small Railroader magazine. So this is what, 9, 10, October. This is October. Okay, so this month's in the October issue of Small Railroader magazine. There's an article on using power running turnouts with DCC. And then a couple months before that, there was one on converting them. But the reason why I'm doing this is other articles I read used printed circuit board ties. And I was kind of curious, okay, so if you're pretty much beginner and have no experience with printed circuit board ties or anything very fancy, could you actually do this with just plain styrene, sheet styrene? So that's kind of what I set out to prove. And so far it's working good. But with all that out of the way, let's just have a look at what I did. So as you can see, first thing I did, I desoldered the points from their connectors. I pulled the points out. So it left me with just this. Next thing I did was I cut some pieces I took a Dremel, cut a gap in the rail, cut some styrene, put the styrene in the gap, glued it with just some Testors liquid cement. Then when it dried, I took sanding attachments on a Dremel to it and files, and I got it all sanded nice and smooth. And the other side was already gapped. So the next thing I had to do is use some styrene to make a rod, and I'll just drill a hole in it, put a 256 screw, trim the screw length, and then solder the point to the screw. And then wire in the jumper, wire the feeders to it, and then give it a coat of my Rust-Oleum brown spray paint that I used to weather my track, and it'll be good to go. And then I, of course, had to do that to 4 more turnouts. But so there's why I'm doing it. There's a reason why I'm doing it, how I'm going to do it, and just the basics. So hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if I rambled, I'm very, very sorry for that. Apologize. So if you stuck with me, I am incredibly grateful. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, like, whatever. Hope you enjoyed. So see y'all next time.